Hi, I'm Don Clark. I wanted to talk a little bit today about vacant land and some of the pitfalls and some of the things that you need to be aware of when you're looking to buy a piece of land. Now normally if you're looking to buy a piece of land, it's for one of probably three different reasons. Number one, you either want to build a home on it. Number two, you want to hold it in a land bank or an investment. Or number three, you want to build a subdivision. Now, building a subdivision versus building a house are very different things. So I'm going to pick those people that are interested in purchasing a lot to build their own home, which is really an exciting thing to do. I've done it a few times. One of the first things that you want to do, of course, is find the location that you want. And the second thing that you want to do is to make sure that you can build a home on that property. Now, there's a number of different things that you need to take care of, and it's called due diligence. Due diligence is the work that you do before you make that offer to purchase. Now, a lot of due diligence can be done during escrow, but some of the essential things, if it's available, if the information is available, of course, is to make sure that you can have either a sewer connection or you can install a septic system. And the second is it zoned for what it is that you want to do? Are you allowed to build a single-family home? It may be zoned manufacturing or some other type of zoning, in which case normally you don't have a lot of problems, but you do want to make sure that the zoning is appropriate for a single-family home. The next thing that you want to do is to check out the financing. How are you going to finance your purchase? Are you going to do a building loan or put a package together with a bank to create a loan that rolls over from a construction loan to a 30-year fixed mortgage? Or are you just going to make the purchase in cash? Or is the seller willing to finance? Now, seller financing is one of the oldest ways of financing that I know of. And that's simply a buyer and a seller get together, agree on a price and a down payment, create a contract, and then the buyer makes payments. Now, it's always important, too, to know what the county or city requirements are for building a home. You may have this idea that you're going to build this marvelous home and it has all the features and modern conveniences that you've always wanted, only to find that with the city or the HOA or the county requirements that don't give you the setback that you want, or it doesn't allow the height, or there's height restrictions on the height of your home. So these things you want to make sure. Usually working with a local architect that is familiar with the area in the city or the county or the HOA that you're planning on building within, he will know, or he or she will know a lot of these important facts that you're going to need to know. One of the most important things also that I've always tried to warn folks against is that knowing the environmental regulations. Now, this is very complex, and normally when you get an environmental report from the seller when you purchase, you want to make sure that there are no endangered species, if there's any signs of liquefaction or soils issues. Now, I mentioned earlier about a septic system. And a septic system basically is a sewer system that deposits the waste into the ground. Now, this is done by a system that has a solid tank and then has something called leach lines, and that's where the fluid or the water goes out into different parts of the lot to be absorbed into the ground. It's very safe, it's very environmentally friendly, but one of the things that has to occur is something called a percolation study or a perk test. Now, what a perk test is it will determine whether or not your lot is if the soil in your lot is available to absorb the liquefaction of the solids and the waste from your septic system. Now, basically the way that they do this is they just simply dig a hole in the ground, they fill it up with water, and they wait to see how long it takes for this water to disappear into the earth. Now, if it doesn't disappear into earth, then you know that you're sitting on bedrock or you're sitting on some heavy clay or something that won't absorb. And so this is very important. This is something that you definitely want to do during your due diligence and probably during escrow. So You'll have a due diligence period where you want to spend some money and make sure that this percolation study works. Because if it doesn't, you're going to be out of luck. I look forward to helping you with your next purchase or the next sale of your residential or investment lot.